Hey guys, welcome back. It's more SOMNIUM FILES today. Continuing on, we're gonna do the other mental lock today for Mr. Otis Somnium, because I want to see what I think if I take a look at I'm kind of basing this off nothing, but if I take a look at the flowchart, the one we did yesterday kind of puts us more towards the middle, and I think this one may lead us to like a different character ending, because we have like Boss's character ending, we have like Iris's character ending. So I don't know. By the way, I'm very bad at finding the true ending to the game, but I think that makes sense because there's probably like 8 or 9 endings if I had to guess, and I've only found like 2 or 3 of them so far. Okay, so we need to get you to the green shelf. Probably something to do with one of these plates, I imagine.
A plate attached to the shelf. The cold has frosted over it.
Well, let's breathe on it then.
But then, something strange happened.
What's happening? Oh, that's bright.
What is
A sets.
We're out of options! Tessa!
The little scurry he does is so funny.
If this was another, I would have died already. Next time, he will get me. That's just destiny.
Whoa, good thing we picked the right lock. That would have been awkward.
No! I will fight destiny and win!
So he says.
I'm the one who has to help him.
We have to make Hero of Justice Ota fight back and look cool doing it.
Hero of Justice. Yeah, Ota really screams Hero of Justice.
Agent Dante, you've got 5 minutes.
Yeah, I know. So we gotta move this wooden box out of the way. Maybe something to do with this forklift, actually.
A forklift.
Let's, sortie? Does that mean exit? I think that means exit, right? Sortie.
Here we go! No good.
Guess there's nothing we can do.
Cars are meant to be driven, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they are meant to be driven. Maybe we sortie it. I always thought sortie meant exit.
What? Sortie?
This is Ota's world, right? Your role in this dream is to assist Ota in his fight against the polar bear.
Lousy Ota. Thanks to him, my image as a cool intellectual has been destroyed.
What image?
All systems green. Synchronization
Is that what
rate
sortie means in
6%.
English? I don't know. I always
Now,
thought sortie meant
cargo
exit.
handling car. Forklift. Sortie.
Oh, it is, and it comes out of defensive position to make an attack.
Forklift! Fork over that weapon now!
I guess it does mean, apparently it means rise up. Or, dispatch a military unit. Yeah, that's not really what I remember, that's fine.
I can't stand. I'm weak.
Get your ass up, Oda.
Did he really help Iris like that?
We have no choice but to have Ota do it. We need him to stand up.
Motivate him. Motivate Ota.
Agent Dante, you've got 4
I just want to point out that the knife that the killer is using, or whatever the culprit, seems to be... It's like a floral one, I don't know.
Ota is still down.
Motivate him.
Don't be scared.
The ghost inside me whispered. That's right. Now, count up your sins.
So is there any difference to actually, like, doing the green side? Oh, there is.
There.
Oh, he doesn't have the knife now. Wait. That's... Oh, we've seen that knife. That's Mayumi's knife.
Sorry that I had to get rough with you, kid.
Ah, it's a different thing this
Seriously,
time.
Come on.
Yeah, that
So
was
sorry,
Ota's
Dante
mom's
told me to keep that
knife that he gave her or whatever.
I did not.
This is actually kind of interesting. Yeah, shut up.
Whatever. Anyway, Ota, I have some things I want to ask you. I'm not gonna beat around the bush. Let me get right down to it. Your mother, Mayumi Matsushita, was at the warehouse, wasn't she?
What are you talking about?
Was she there?
Why would she be? That happened at 3 a.m. She was at home asleep.
Then why did we find evidence at the crime scene?
Evidence?
Sure, it might not prove she was there, but it makes it likely. The evidence is...
The evidence is... Sorry, I wasn't paying attention. What do you say? What proves that Mayumi was at the scene? The knife, obviously.
The polar bear dropped the weapon in Ota's somnium.
Well, I guess that doesn't
It was
necessarily
a
mean it was
floral
hers,
pattern
but I think it's...
kitchen knife.
I mean, it's like a pretty good indicator
On
that
the
it was,
handle
right?
were the words, "Mom, I love you always."
Yeah,
Date.
and he saw that too.
No.
What do you mean it isn't relevant? How's it not relevant? That, like, what? The Doraemon chocolate? No. The 2 cars? No. Is that really not relevant? The fuck? Is it really the Odoroki man?
The Hodoroki man chocolate.
The same one I showed you at the hospital. I found it in the corner of the cold storage warehouse.
So? That doesn't prove anything.
Mayumi's fingerprints were on the package.
What?
You have a bad poker face, Ota. Your reaction tells me Mayumi didn't give this to you and you dropped it on your own.
That information is confirmed. Ota's fingerprints were not found on the package.
Mom isn't the killer!
I didn't say that she was. I'm saying that she was at the scene. And so were you.
Wait a minute. Why do you think Mayumi isn't the killer, Ota?
Because I was face to face with that polar bear when we fought. I could tell it wasn't my mom even through the costume. And no matter what happened, there's no way that my mom would stab me.
Why are you covering for her?
Covering?
That's why you're lying to me, right?
I'm not.
Are you sure about that? You must have seen direct evidence of Mayumi being at the warehouse, but you're hiding that from us. Or maybe even you're starting to suspect her.
I am not.
Sure.
What are you accusing me of
Sure,
anyway?
bro. Whatever you say,
What do
bro.
you think I'm hiding?
Well, I think you're a dirty little liar, but that's past the point. What is Ota hiding? The floral pattern kitchen knife. I know you saw it, Ota. I still think that could have been good enough for
kitchen
the
knife.
before the
floral
first
pattern.
answer, but whatever.
Mom, I love you always is carved on the handle.
Ota gave me that knife for Mother's Day when he was in elementary school. He knows how much I love flowery designs.
You were stabbed by that very same knife.
How do you know that? The criminal ran away with the knife. No one was supposed to see it.
I knew it.
No, my mom didn't do it.
Then why did you not mention the kitchen knife earlier?
Because I know how it looks. I thought Mom would get accused, and then she would have been brought in here and interrogated. I didn't want to put her through that. And Mom never liked Tessa. So maybe, just maybe, Mom hired someone to kill Tessa, and she gave them that kitchen knife. I don't know. I thought of it that way. Like that would ever happen. I know it sounds crazy, but after I saw that knife, I just lost it. Please, you have to believe me. Mom isn't a serial killer.
Yeah, I agree.
You do?
I do. I don't think it's possible for Mayumi to have kidnapped Iris. Because the, well, one of these maybe?
this one and
A video camera either could have been left by the criminal. No fingerprints were.
don't think she would know how to do fishing or streaming
Akira
equipment.
fishery. However, and allegedly.
Yeah, the Odoroki Man chocolate.
The Matsushida's van was stolen from the parking lot of the Famista while Iris was in the car. That was yesterday, 10:32 p.m. 1 minute later at the 812, which was about 100 yards away, Mayumi bought the Odoroki Man chocolate. She entered the 812 about a minute earlier. This was all caught on security cameras at the store. That means it's impossible that Mayumi could have taken the van. And that means that Mayumi being the polar bear is also next to impossible.
Phew.
However, I can't completely clear her.
What?
You said it yourself. She could have hired someone to commit the crime.
But that was...
In any case, I need to hear from Mayumi herself. I need to hear her explain the chocolate, the knife. There's a lot to cover. I'm gonna head to Matsushita Diner.
What? Hey, wait a minute!
Don't worry. I'm not going there to arrest her. I'm going there to clear her of suspicion.
Really?
Yes.
You won't arrest her?
Your mother wouldn't kill anyone. Right, Ota?
Thank you, Date.
Right, Ota? Wouldn't that be fucked up if it was the mom the whole time? I feel like that's like a really low chance, though. I feel like that's a really, really low chance. I don't really see that happening.
Sorry for the late night, Miss Matsushita. But I have some questions I need to ask you. Could you spare some time?
I finally remembered about the warehouse. I did it. I did everything.
What? 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 Wait, really? That was easy.
I didn't do this last night because I wanted to give you a chance to calm down. How are you, now that you've slept on it?
What are you talking about?
I'll be honest. I don't think you're the killer. You're giving us a false confession.
No, it's true.
No, it's true,
I
believe
kidnapped
me.
That witch. I took her to the warehouse and
Put her on the table and pulled her eyeball out?
yes.
Yeah, that's
And
really
the polar bear
believable.
costume?
That's so believable.
I bought it through mail order.
And you were the one wearing it?
Yes, that's right.
Yeah, it's weird. You were very much taller than
Date,
Ota.
the criminal has confessed. Arrest her immediately.
You got to the top of Abyss acting like that?
I heard that she used to be an actress.
Sounds about right.
Really? Yeah, I can see why that. I can see why that career didn't last very long. Okay, let me see where we are in the flowchart. As expected, we are now over here in day 5. What day were we on over here? We're actually on a later day than over there. Wow, that's crazy. That's kind of insane. We also have a new album art. Get a look at Ota. That's Aiba being stupid and Ota. Ota's got a pretty cool design. He's kind of like... Yeah, I'm really glad they didn't go with one of those. Wow, those look so bad. They don't look bad, but they look stupid, right? They look like... They look over the top dumb. Like, there's nothing wrong with his father looking like that, but if he looked like that, that would have been eh. That would have been a little no. Okay, Mayumi, let's get down to business.
My son is under that witch's spell. Merchandise, concerts. She's bleeding him dry. I wanted to snap him out of it. I wanted to save him. Because I just hated her so much. Killing her wasn't enough.
You didn't kill her, though.
Well,
You were in the polar bear costume, right? That means you stabbed him.
yes, I stabbed him with the knife I brought from home. I wasn't trying to hurt him. He fought me, and then it just...
Yeah, why did you stream it? That's a good question.
Because the world needs to see that witch die.
Yeah, that's
Just a quick
I don't know
question,
about that
Mayumi.
one.
Do you know anything about online streaming?
I'm not stupid. I might be old, but...
Could you explain it to me?
Huh?
Step by step. Just tell me what you did.
I can't explain it in words. It's more like muscle memory. I was able to get it working after trying a few times, that's all.
Sure you did. Yeah,
I
definitely.
Pick them out of the garbage.
Pick them out of the garbage.
I
Laptop
don't
and camera out
remember.
of the garbage? Yeah, totally.
It's true. I planned the whole thing.
What do you know about the Cyclops killer? We call the criminal we're after the new Cyclops killer.
I know. They killed Shoko Nadami and Renju Okiura.
That's right. Both corpses were found with their left eye pulled out. Same as Iris. This leads us to believe that the crimes were all committed by the same person. So this person in the polar bear costume, they are the new Cyclops killer. And you're telling me that person is you? You killed Shoko and Renju?
Yes, I killed them. Isn't Renju Okiura the president of that awful company where the witch works? He's just as responsible, using her to steal time and money from vulnerable kids. And I'm sure he was debaucherous and degenerate. That man is the root of all evil. That's why I killed him. Renju's ex-wife, right? I did it to get to him.
But the two divorced 4 years ago.
That doesn't matter. The bonds of matrimony are eternal.
In your
Bands of
opinion,
matrimony.
I don't think Renju felt the same way.
Yeah, I don't think he did either.
You are really starting to aggravate me.
Yeah, you getting a little mad there,
I answered
hipster?
your questions, so there.
We're gonna have to take you into the sink. It would
am
actually be good,
not
right? We get to
lying.
see what she experienced in the warehouse.
You do know that perjury is a crime, right?
I'm telling you, I'm not lying. I killed Shoko and Renju, and I tried to cut that demon witch in half. Well, I don't remember.
What do you mean you don't remember? Do you really think that lie is gonna work?
I have a memory disorder. I don't always remember everything. It's not my fault.
But you remember the cold storage warehouse.
There are times I remember and times I don't remember. It changes.
Date, Mayumi is not lying about that in particular. There are circumstances that might cause selective memory. For whatever reason, her memory might not have been stored properly in her mind. This is not uncharacteristic for those suffering from dementia.
Date, there's no point in letting this go on. She's clearly lying.
You seemed convinced earlier.
I was kidding. I don't think she's the killer.
I am the killer. I am.
Right now, we have to rely on hard evidence.
I am the
The Todoroki Man chocolate that Mayumi bought was found at the warehouse.
If Mayumi was at the scene before Ota,
She may have seen the criminal's face.
You know what I'm going to say, right? Date, sync with her.
Are you kidding me? We're actually gonna sync with her? We're actually gonna sync with Mayumi out of everybody? Alrighty, I mean, I guess, right? I guess might as well give it a try.
Computer, we're going to sync with Mayumi Matsushita. Prepare the machine.
Well,
What happened?
the sync machine isn't operating to capacity. Yesterday's sync, well, suffice to say, Ota and Date were not too compatible.
Compatible?
I'll give you the big picture. To get the synchronization working properly, I had to push the machine pretty hard. And now, it's not responding.
How long will it take to fix?
16 hours.
What?
At least.
You've got 8.
But that's impossible.
So we can't sync it, huh?
But we need to, or this investigation is going nowhere.
Date, I suggest we go to Matsushita Diner. We may be able to find some clues.
Yeah, I didn't think we were gonna sync with him.
Good idea.
I thought that was gonna be a pretty low chance of happening, and I see I was correct.
Pewter, we're counting on you for those repairs. I'll be back in 6 hours.
But you said 8. Please, you have to give me at least 8.
That pewter, always so humble. He'll have it done in 6.
Yeah, Pewter is just that kind of guy, you know?
Yeah, it's just so base and he's so
This
good.
is a hostile work environment.
Remember when I said Pewter was the killer all along? I may have been having a little bit of a seizure. I may have been experiencing a rare disorder. Yeah, I don't think that's the case anymore.
Why would Mayumi lie?
She is probably protecting someone.
But who?
Surely you know by now. There is only one person Mayumi would want to protect that badly.
Yeah, Iris.
Mayumi hates Iris. I doubt she would protect her.
Yeah, what are you talking about?
You're
Of course she would. So Sejima.
Congressman Sejima has no connection to Mayumi. Or do you know something I don't?
No, sorry. Just a guess.
No need to apologize. I know that the brilliant mind of Kaname Date wouldn't waste my time throwing out random guesses.
Of course
I'm
not, of course
sure I will
not,
agree
yes.
Once you explain your reasoning in detail.
You don't have to bully me. I was just thinking out loud.
What about Masuki?
This is bad. His condition is worsening. Perhaps we need to increase the dose. Or reduce it?
I can hear you muttering, you know. It's Ota.
It has to be.
Does Mayumi think Ota is the killer?
Last night, Ota left Matsushita Diner with Iris. Mayumi saw the whole thing.
But Ota was stabbed in the stomach by the culprit. Does Mayumi not remember that?
No, that isn't quite it. It is possible that she thinks Ota is responsible for everything.
She thinks Ota stabbed himself?
Yes.
Why would he do that?
Before I explain, I would like to hear your thoughts. What do you think about the possibility that Ota is the new Cyclops killer?
Impossible.
Why?
Well, it's obvious. The Iris had her eye taken out.
Iris had her left eye pulled out. Ota would never do that.
Have you considered that she pulled it out herself?
What?
Or even asked Ota to do it? Perhaps she ordered him to.
Okay, I mean that's kind of my guess. That seems very
Yesterday's
like maybe
SOMNIUM.
though.
Ota and the polar bear.
That was just a dream. It doesn't necessarily reflect what happened in reality.
The van was stolen while Iris was in the passenger seat. We know that whoever did it is the culprit we're looking for.
There is a chance that Iris was not in the passenger seat. She could have been driving.
How so?
Iris could have taken the wheel herself and driven to the warehouse.
But forensics only found Ota's fingerprints on the wheel.
That can be explained. It is possible
Can it,
that
though?
Iris covered her fingertips with her sleeves.
You seem to be fighting me on this side, but you
In
seem to be...
short, Ota and Iris are accomplices. This was all a performance.
I mean, it would... I mean, it's not totally out of the question.
Iris drove the
When we think
Matsushita
about just
van.
how, like, you know,
Ota drove the station
fucked up
wagon.
these two are. I know, Iris in this
They
route
went
seems to be
to the
really
warehouse
fucked up
separately.
compared to the other one. She
Then,
seems to be like a lot more
they repaired the live
distant.
stream.
Like, she seems like a different person entirely.
Iris anesthetized her left eye and removed it. Either that, or she asked Ota to extract it. After that, Iris took her position on the table, and Ota donned the polar bear costume and started the saw. Consider this. In the stream, Ota and the polar bear were never on screen at the same time.
True. That means Ota went off camera, took off the costume, and then...
Stay away from Tessa!
Remember that's what I said I thought happened? Like he was fighting nobody?
Perhaps Mayumi witnessed the entire event. It is also possible that Mayumi knew what the two were up to.
So she lied to protect Ota.
Yes, but this is only a theory.
Now, I will say that I did say that, you know, the fact that you never saw the polar bear and Ota at the same time.
Consider the possibility that Iris killed Shoko and Renji.
Whoa, that'd be kind of insane.
Then, this whole thing was to get her off the suspects list.
Yeah, it's true.
That's why she pulled out her eye.
I think
and
that's
Ota
a
stabbed
maybe
herself.
we're reaching a little bit though.
Makes it look
Maybe
like there's another criminal involved.
yeah, I think we're reaching a tiny bit. Maybe
I will repeat
maybe just a bit.
myself in saying that this is only a theory. It is one of many possibilities.
It's possible, but I don't think it's very likely. They wouldn't go that far just to avoid suspicion.
Date, you must consider the mental state of the serial killer. Shoko and Renju were both exposed and displayed. And they both had their left eye removed while they were still alive. Whoever our killer is, it is clear that they are sociopathic or even psychotic.
We can't rule anything out.
Wouldn't it be interesting if the whole time it was Iris? I mean, that's kind of like, you know, kind of like copium, but I think it would be an interesting turn of events if that is what it happened to be. Or maybe, I still think, I don't know, maybe, I think it's possible that there's multiple killers. Maybe it's like a group of people or
Ota.
something.
Why are you...
Why did you arrest Mom? You said you were gonna clear her! Why? Of course I am. That's my mom. What son wouldn't be worried about his mom?
Probably plenty of them. Sadly. I do agree with Ota, though. I'd be pretty upset, too. I'd be pretty mad about the whole situation.
So worried that my stomach is in knots. The surgery was successful, but they told me she isn't out of the ICU yet. Okay? How
Dude,
could
that was
I
a
be
stupid
okay?
question. These are some really
I
dumb
got
questions.
stabbed by a serial killer.
Easy, kid. You're gonna open up your stitches.
Huh.
When I was in the hospital, the police came to me. They told me that my mom confessed. I couldn't believe it, so I went to the police station. But because she was under investigation, they wouldn't let me see her. After that, I didn't feel like going back to the hospital. That's why I'm here.
You asked me why your mom was arrested earlier, but she isn't under arrest.
What?
I spoke with her as part of my investigation, yes. but as a source of valuable information, not as a suspect. Mayumi confessed, but it's highly likely that she's lying. So we haven't issued a warrant for her arrest.
That's what I've been saying! Mom didn't do it, she's innocent!
Word is going around. Maybe Iris was the one who killed Shoko and Renju. And you and her planned this warehouse incident to get her off our suspects list.
No way! Tessa had her eye.
She could have pulled it out herself. Or asked you to do it.
Would have been very painful though, like very, very painful.
You're kidding me, right? Do you really think I would do that? I was fighting for my life against the criminal!
Well, we don't know that for sure.
That wasn't caught on camera though. Neither was the part where you got stabbed.
You're saying that I stabbed myself?
Yeah, sure, why
Wouldn't
not?
be the first time you faked something, would it, Ota?
Yeah. I mean, why'd you have a knife on you in the hospital, by the way? That was kind of scuffed, buddy. That doesn't really look good. That doesn't look too good for you, bro.
Then why is Mayumi protecting you?
Mom is protecting me?
Of course
Your
she
mother
is. What?
Stubborn. She's lying to us because she's protecting someone. The only person I can think of would be you.
Why?
Apparently she thinks that you're the criminal.
Why would she think that?
Your guess is as good as mine. Got any ideas?
Maybe because of her condition. Mom has dementia. Maybe her memory is just mixed up. Everything is my fault. It's because of me that Mom is... I know how it looks now, but back in the day, the diner was doing pretty good. You know Bloom Park is close by here, right? People who visited the park would stop here a lot. But ever since the explosion 8 years ago...
The chemical plant accident?
Yeah. We're just barely outside of the restricted area, but... because Bloom Park closed, the number of customers dropped by a lot. The diner didn't last much longer. When this place closed, Dad started working at a Chinese restaurant chain during the day, and he was a security guard and traffic cop at night. Mom worked as a janitor. They were both working hard and barely got any sleep.
And you?
I was just a high school student at the time. I was such a dumbass. I thought it was totally normal to have both parents working, so I didn't even get a part-time job. And they bought me a PC and idol concert tickets. I had it good, but we were drowning in debt. There's a loan on the house and the diner. Mom and Dad didn't let this place go. There are too many memories here to give it up, so they slaved day and night to keep it open. They worked and worked and worked. Thanks to them, I was even able to go to a good university, but right after I started, Dad...
Passed away?
Yeah, he had a heart attack. From overwork. But even then, I didn't get it, you know? I didn't appreciate how hard they worked for me. Even when I wasn't taking college seriously and getting bad grades, my mom didn't say a thing. She just smiled and told me that it was okay, even when I told her I was going to drop out. Mom, I'm thinking of dropping out of college.
What? Why do you want to do that, Ota?
I decided that I'm going to become a writer.
Wow, a writer? Oh, that's a good goal to have. But you really should finish college. You worked so hard to get in.
You don't understand, Mom. A writer has to put all of their time into their creativity. I won't have time to go to classes. Plus, I'm friends with the editor of a publishing company. I'm definitely going to have my first book published.
Is that right? Well, Ota, if you say so, I won't stop you. Do what makes you happy. You'll turn out just fine. I know you can do it. And no matter what happens, Mom will always be on your side, okay? Forever forever and ever. I'll always support you, Ota.
Yeah, how do you guess? It was really just a few texts back and forth, but I was thrilled. I thought I could make it as a writer because of that. But it's impossible. I know there's no way I can be a writer. I've never even finished writing a novel. Not even once. I always give up after the first 5,000 words. To even apply for the amateurs contest, you have to submit 10 times that.
What the fuck?
She
Really can't even write 50,000 words?
Me.
The hard thing about writing is like filling up a book without making it boring. Because anybody can have like a good concept, but the problem is like, you know, the problem is when you, how do you say? The problem is like when you, is being able to put that concept into like a good storytelling. Because anybody can come up and be like, oh, that sounds like a really cool, you know, story. But the problem is how you convey it across 1,000 pages.
Not long after I quit college, Mom was always smiling at me. But I think she was starting to slip mentally. One day.
Oh, what's wrong, Ota? Do you have the day off from school?
Are you being sarcastic?
Oh, right. You don't attend anymore. Oopsie, I totally forgot.
How can you forget your own son's career choice?
Sorry. Anyway, are you hungry? You haven't eaten anything since this morning, have you?
Are you kidding?
What?
I ate breakfast and lunch already!
Oh, did you? By the way, Ota, what's living at the dorms like?
Why are you making fun of me?
I'm not teasing you, honey.
Don't fuck with me! Mom got sick because I'm such a piece of shit. I was only thinking about myself. I didn't take care of her. I was so stupid, I didn't realize she was sick. I thought she was messing with me. I was so cruel to her for no reason. And she got worse and worse.
What's that picture?
Looking at this photo reminds me. One time, when I was a kid, I said something really bad to Mom and Dad, and they scolded me for it. And it's not like it was an apology or anything, but Dad and I gave her a Mother's Day gift. My mom was so happy that she cried. That's what this photo is from. Why did it turn out like this? I'm such a bad son.
Hey, Aiba.
What is it?
I don't like Ota one bit. But I can't imagine that this guy's the criminal.
Why is that?
Hearing his story made me think that he's not such a bad guy.
Your presumption is illogical.
Human beings are illogical. We're not like you AI, we can't be logical all the time. But we make up for it in one very important way.
What is that?
Intuition.
Do you find that useful?
At times. Aiba, let's go back to the cold storage warehouse. We might be missing something.
Understood.
Intuition is very, very powerful. Very, very powerful indeed. Who knows, Ota could be a sociopath and really just making this all up, but I find that hard to believe. I find that very hard to believe. He'd have to be like one of the most advanced, sociopaths I think I've ever met. That was a really sad story though about his mom.
Weren't you going to check the warehouse?
I was, but a thought occurred to me.
Hello, Mr. Policeman.
Aiba, who drove the van here?
There are two possibilities. Either Iris, or the criminal who kidnapped Iris.
And Mayumi?
Considering the time that she purchased the chocolate, that would be almost impossible. The van was hijacked from the Famisto parking lot at 10:32 p.m. At that time, Mayumi was in the 812 convenience store more than 100 yards away.
Okay.
Aiba, are you sure that Ota took this car?
As I've already explained, the security cameras at the Famisto parking lot saw the entire incident clearly.
So it was definitely Ota who drove it here.
Why are you stating the obvious?
Why are you stating the obvious? How dare you do that in my presence, Date?
But that doesn't prove she was actually at the scene. If she was, how did she get here? She wasn't in the van or the station wagon.
Of course, a different car. I will search for all vehicles that were in this area from Sunday night to Monday morning. Found one hit. A taxi.
Where's that taxi now?
It is parked in Lemniscate's parking lot.
At Lemniscate? Why?
Unknown. But we should speak with the driver immediately.
Wait a second. The killer is the receptionist the whole time. The reptilian. Oh my god, like I was a sociopathic killer the whole time. Didn't you guys know that? Well, I wasn't lying, Date, when I said I was a reptile.
Hey, got a minute?
Are you talking to moi?
Yes, I am talking to toi.
Date, now is not the time to be distracted by this old man's diction.
Mind if I ask you what you're doing here?
Moi? I am but a humble taxicab driver.
There we go.
I'm with the police. I have some questions for you.
You look like my old Japanese 2 teacher. He wore those glasses and everything. I think he was trying to be like Kojima, because I know Kojima wears those types of glasses all the time. I think that's the vibe he was trying to give off.
Did you drive this passenger on Sunday night?
Oh, I did indeed. I remember her well. The old hag.
Old hag?
I took her on a tour of the streets of Tokyo. Our ultimate destination was the warehouse district in Ariake.
Why didn't you report this to the police?
Report it?
You don't know about the incident at the cold storage warehouse? It was all over the news.
No, I'm afraid not. Newspapers and television news programs have never been much of an interest to moi.
To moi. Yeah, where are you from, by the way, buddy? You're from France?
I was born in Kawago, Saitama.
And why do you talk like that?
I don't know what you mean. I've spoken this way all my life. My parents speak with the same vernacular.
You, adopted?
I have just finished conveying my
I have just finished conveying my client from Tameke Sano.
I was informed that the visit here would be brief, and thus I have decided to wait in this lobby. I recall it was around 10 in the evening. Near the Kabasaki district, an unassuming restaurant named Matsushita Diner. That's where I picked up the old hag. and as soon as she stepped foot in my conveyance, she was already barking orders at me. Follow that van, hurry! I must admit, I found it rather exciting, just like an old chase film. I, of course, insisted that I be paid up front. We pursued the van for roughly half an hour. Suddenly, the van came to a halt at a convenience store.
The Famisto along Koshu, right?
Precisely right. I am surprised you know that. In any case, I knew that the jig would be up if we were seen following the van. So I decided to drive past it. I parked at the 8 store, but 100 yards from there. While waiting for the object of our pursuit to make its next move, the old hag suddenly spoke up. I have to buy something, she declared, then made her way into the 8.
This must be when Mayumi bought the Odoroki Man chocolate.
A few minutes later, the old hag finished making her purchases and walked out. And then, at that very moment, I witnessed the van jet off at great speed down Koshu. I hurried the old hag inside my vehicle, then resumed the chase. We followed them for roughly half an hour more.
I see. If the driver's story is correct, Mayumi did not know that Oto was left behind at the Famisto.
Mayumi thought Oto was in the van the whole time.
We then arrived at a splendid manor.
Splendid manor.
And entered the premises through the front gate.
Oh, I wonder if they're talking
disappeared
about
from view.
Sojima's.
We, of course, could not follow, so we waited outside.
Yeah, I'm assuming talking about
estimate
Sojima.
Another 10 minutes passed. The front gate opened once again, and the van drove out, and we pursued. But 30 minutes later, our pursuit was foiled again.
What happened?
The van drove into the restricted Kabasaki district. The old hag, of course, demanded that I follow. But I was not about to risk my license and livelihood. Instead, I parked on the road and waited for the van to drive back the way it came. But of course, we knew it might not take the same road back. In fact, we were not even sure the van would be coming back at all. But the old hag was not keen on giving up, so we began our stakeout. About 45 minutes later, the date had changed at this point. It was 12:25 a.m. on Monday.
How do you remember the time so well?
Well, you see, I always keep my radio dial on the same station. I remember precisely which programs were playing during this endeavor.
This is a
Thus,
very,
I can
very
approximate
interesting
the time.
individual we're talking with here.
Please continue.
Very, you know,
At 12:25
very
a.m.,
eccentric.
the old hag's tenacious gamble paid dividends. The van returned down the same street. And thus, we again made pursuit. I kept considerable distance. We had come so far, I did not want to get caught now. But my caution backfired. I lost sight of the van in the Ariake warehouses. Without so much as a thank you, the old hag popped open the door and took off toward the warehouses. I waited for some time, but the old hag did not return. The goose was cooked at this point, so I made the decision to return home. I am glad I had the foresight to ask for payment in advance.
I follow your story. I have one more question. Where is this manor the van stopped at?
Oh, every taxi driver in the city knows that residence. It is the personal home of Congressman Sojima.
Sojima? Why did the
Well, that was obvious. He was talking about a manor. What other person would he be talking about, considering the places
We
we've
need
gone
to
to at this
speak with
point?
him immediately.
Agreed. Let's move.
Okay, well that was a nice time. I'm assuming that must be the other character, right? Yeah, the taxi driver. Getting pretty close to finding out every single person in the game. Not bad. Takushi Ibalado, 54, bro. You're old. You're just as old. People who watch the map on their smartphones the whole ride. That's me. That's me. Whenever I take an Uber. Likes ghosts, doppelgangers, fist, saws, and chimneys. Skills, tails, sticking around, keeping things casual. Specializes in driving celebrities and entertainers. He has a special relationship with Lemniscate. Okay, I mean, he's definitely eccentric.
There's no one here.
Indeed.
I don't see So or his bodyguards.
I do not detect them either.
Let's go inside. Hey, Aiba. Do you smell something funny?
You are aware that I do not possess the sense of smell, correct?
Oh, right.
It's actually the first time we've been inside his house. It's kind of rare. Yeah. Remember where we found Sejima last time? Or what was it? How did we find out about the vase again? I think it was Boss who told us, right?
Something strange about this vase. Ugh.
What is it?
This is definitely where the smell is coming from.
Is there something inside?
Maybe, but the opening is covered by a metal plate.
The lid is fixed with a bolt. It will not open easily.
Yeah.
Then, as is standard procedure...
Great!
What the?
Date, destroy the vase!
What do you mean destroy the vase?
Got it.
That man's dead. He ain't coming out.
Sejima?
That is disgusting, I gotta tell you. That's like really nasty. You gotta be a nasty ass fucker to put that in a vase.
That is the head of So Sejima.
Yes, it is.
Left eye is hollowed
Yes,
out.
it most definitely is.
This is most likely a crime committed by the new Cyclops killer.
Do you have an estimated time of death?
Today, sometime between 11 a.m. and noon.
That's about when I was talking to Ota at Matsushita Diner.
At that time, Mayumi was in police custody and Iris was in the ICU of Central Hospital. They have not moved.
That means Ota, Mayumi, and Iris couldn't possibly have committed the crime. Assuming that this is the work of a single killer, those three can be eliminated from the list of suspects.
Mayumi, Ota, and Iris. Okay, so Iris and Mayumi. This is all coming to... Okay, I'm just gonna say, this is all leaning towards one person. I mean, this is all really leaning towards one person. I think we are... I think we all know who it is, too. Maybe it's not so obvious, I don't know. Maybe... I think that could be a red herring. I think Boss is a red herring.
By the way, why is there no one in the mansion? No bodyguards, no housekeepers.
I do not know.
Does So have family?
So Sejima's wife died in labor 30 years ago, giving birth to their son. Their son is currently living abroad.
So lived here alone?
Do you find that suspicious?
No, just...
Date, a call from Pewter.
Connect me.
Date, the sync machine is up and running. You can sync with Mayumi now.
Oh, thanks, Pewter. But there are more pressing matters now.
Did something happen?
Yeah. Found So Sejima's body, with the left eye hollowed out.
What?
I'm at the Sejima household. Send the investigation team over.
Why so?
I can answer your questions when I get back to Abyss.
Got it.
Date, what is your plan?
Oh god, sorry about that. That was a really
Wait
loud
until
sneeze.
crime scene investigation arrives?
No. There's something I need to do. If that taxi driver was telling the truth, Mayumi was at the warehouse yesterday. And we know the chocolate we found at the scene was hers. Maybe she saw something. Maybe she knows something we don't. Some kind of clue or information about the culprit.
Then...
Yeah. We're gonna sync with Mayumi.
We're actually gonna sing with Mayumi. Wow, that's yeah. All right, let's sing with Mayumi. See what she's got to show off to us. Maybe we'll actually see who's in the fucking... who's actually in the polar bear outfit.
Dante, a large-scale investigation of Sosejima has already begun. At this very moment, the media is already swarming outside the building.
Really? Doesn't matter. The sink is what's important.
Does anybody want to ask where Boss is, by the way? I feel a little scuffed that we don't know where Boss is.
I understand. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Then, let's begin.
Let's go. It's actually probably a very easy game to get all the achievements in, by the way. In case there were any Steam achievement people out there.
Where am I?
Where is this? Oh, silly me. This is my house. Huh? What happened to me?
This is Matsushita Diner, though it looks odd. Likely an effect of the dementia.
Then we need to help remind her.
Do you think such a thing can be done?
This diner means everything to Mayumi. If we do what we did last time and reproduce the actions from Mayumi's memories, we could help her remember everything.
Is this what you call your intuition?
Told you it was useful.
Well, if we must. Somnium scan! Activate!
Find Mayumi's lost memories. Reproduce Mayumi's past actions to invoke her lost memories. Nice. Sinking in the sustain, eh? This might be what it's like to live with dementia, maybe. Also, there's only one mental lock, so that's interesting. We'll do this next time, though, guys. So I'm gonna call this one quits for now, and look forward to seeing you in the next video. Toodles.